screen. So if you want to flush, then you have to use flush option. So flush and file and flush, they are used when we are using stream output. Yeah, when we are printing to streams. I hope that is clear. So you will come to know later on when you will do file output. And so am I clear, Ekant? So Harman is asking that what is the difference in output when we write 0.2 and 0.2 E? What is that? DI? Difference. I think it is difference. Different answers are coming, but both in exponentials. So actually, this is for regarding the precision. 0.2 is you are specifying the precision, and you can use the different combinations. So when you write type also, then the formatting is done according to the type character that you specify. So in E or in small e, the exponents are expected. And when you write just 0.2, so you are specifying what is the precision, what is the number of decimals digits you want after decimal. So you can mix and match various format specification fields that we have discussed. Sudhanshu Sharma is asking, sir, what we will do in this session. We will discuss about how to form expressions and what are the various operators which are available. So expressions and operators is the next that we are going to discuss. Sudhanshu.
Sir, I think we can start. It's already 1, and I am sending the lot many messages to join quickly. So you can start.
Okay, and Dr. Aman, if you can share the screen, if you give me the access to the screen.
Yeah, sure. Just wait.
Thank you. So welcome all, welcome to session 2 of day 2. And in the morning session, we have already discussed about the format method of the string. We have discussed in detail about variable substitution and how we can do value formatting. So we have discussed in detail about fill field, align, sign, hash, zero, width, comma, precision, and type. So this we have already covered in the morning session. We have looked at few programs. Now we just briefly go through the concepts that we have already learned, and I want you to look at these problems and tell me what will be the output of it. Without executing it, I want you to just recall the concept that we have gone through. If you can quickly write down what is the output of the first cell that is on your screen that I have highlighted. So A is 1_234_56. We are printing a type. So yes, this is integer. Underscore, which is used in the numerical literals, it is only for the reading purpose. It does not have any effect at the back. So this is integer, this is class int. So what is the next? What is the output for the next, which is now highlighted? A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separated with commas. So what is the output? Many of you are writing error. Let's see. So this is tuple. So this is not error. So this becomes tuple of 3 elements, 1, 234 and 56. If instead of printing type of A, if I also start printing what is A, so it will say 1, 234 and 56. So I just want to re-explain that expressions. So expressions here are 1, 234 and 56, which are separated by commas, which are optionally enclosed within brackets, parentheses. They form tuple. So this is tuple. Now come to third and tell me what would be the type of A. If I write A here, what would be the type of A? So what would be the type of A? Yes. So if you execute it, it will show you int. Ramesh Kumar Ram, I want to just tell you that unless and until you put comma, so it will not become tuple. So A is an expression which is written within parentheses. So once parenthesized expression is evaluated, it comes out to be 10, and 10 is assigned to A. So Ramesh, this would not become tuple. Anybody? No, Sudhanshu Sharma is saying set. Remember set is with braces. It is not with parentheses. So if I have to make it set, I have to enclose within braces. Sudhanshu, so it is not set, it is integer. Now quickly tell me, if I want to make it tuple, how should I do? What is the one character that I should put to make it tuple? I want to make A as tuple. So yes, very much right. Add comma. Dr. Aman, if you can mute all. Dr. Aman, if you add comma here. So if you execute it now, it becomes tuple. I hope this concept is clear. 10 added with comma makes a singleton, which is tuple of one element, and when it is enclosed within parentheses, so that makes a tuple. So if I want to make it a set, as one of you said, then I have to make use of curly brackets. Tell me what would be the output for the next. A is 10 within curly brackets and B is empty brackets. Yes, this is set and dictionary. Remember curly brackets, empty curly brackets make a dictionary. It does not make a set. I want to make B as empty set. Tell me how should I do? If I have written empty braces, B became dictionary. I do not want to make B dictionary. I want to make B empty set. How should I do? What should I do? So Dipinder Kaur has written curly empty square. Dipinder Kaur has written that I should write it like this. No, Dipinder, if you do that, it becomes empty list. Yes, Karthikeyan has written correctly. If I call the constructor set, and then if I write it, then this becomes empty set. So B is empty set now. Look at the next one. Tell me what would be the output if I write C Python bin temp, what would be the output? Everyone should do it without executing it. Remember, students, don't execute it. Just recall the concepts that we have already discussed and try to answer it. Yes, Arnav, you have rightly said. So this is going to be, I'll just write down, this is going to be C, Python, and this /b is backspace. This /b is backspace. So cursor will come from this position to the position below n. Then in is written, so I will overwrite n and then n is written. So it becomes pytho in, and then this /t is the tab, so there is a tab space, then emp is written. So what we will get is pytho in and then tab, then emp. Yes, rightly said. No, Shreyash. So you have not written in after O. So look at the output on the screen. So it should be PHTO, then followed by in, because \b will put the cursor below n. I will overwrite n and then next in will be written and then tab will come and then emp will come. Just quickly write down whether it is clear or not. Whether it is clear to everyone or not. Shreyash has written okay. What would be the output of the next one? What would be the output of this one? Quickly tell me. What would be the output of C Python /b? Everyone should write in the chat box. Shreya has said Pytho. Shreya has Mayor also said Pytho. Yes. Don't execute it. Tell me. Arnav has said Python. Python. Yes. Because what we have already discussed is that if you write it like this, so this will come out to be Python. And what is the purpose? What is B doing? B cannot erase n. B cannot erase n. It puts cursor below n. So if I execute it, this comes out to be, no, in this case it comes out to be erased. But remember, this thing is dependent upon the environment. In this environment it is coming erased, but in some of the environments when you will see, so the cursor will come below n, it will not be erased. Okay, so it depends upon the environment. In this environment it is coming out to be Python n erased, but in some of them you will have n and cursor below it. What would be the output of the next one? R Python bin temp. So R makes it a raw string. R makes it, yes or no? R makes it a raw string. If you execute it, it will come out to be the same. Okay. What would be the output of 1, 2, 3, 5 separator ***? What would be the output of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ***? Yes. So it will make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 separated with double asterisks. Yes. Yes, students. So you are getting it right. ** is the separator between the output of two objects. You will get stars. What would be the output of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backspace? Yes, because backspace puts the cursor below. So this makes it 5. What would be the output of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 end with ***? What would be the output of this? Tell me quickly. So this would be, yes, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 *** and puts ** at the back end. So what is the default end? By default it is new line character, which is /n, but now because you have put it ***, so it will come out to be 1, 2, 3, 5 ***. Students, tell me what is the output of this one? D, this one. What is the output of this? So what I expect first to be written in decimal number format. So this is decimal. So this number is, this is 1248. So 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 8, 4, 2 and 0. So this is 14. I want 14 to be written in decimal. Then this is octal 30. Octal is 8 into 3 plus 0. So this is 24. This is 13 decimal normal, and this is 13 hexadecimal. 3 into 16 plus 0, 48. So the output would be 14, 24, 30 and 48. Have I written any comma? Shreyas, Pankaj, you are, yes. These commas will also come. So these commas will also come. So because I have written commas, so if I execute it, so you have 12, 24, 30, Kashish Kaur Johar, if you look at it, commas are there. So you have, Manjot, you have skipped commas in the output. So commas has to be written. The replacement field, substitute the values. Rest of the characters will come as it is. Students, what would be the output of next? /b/o/d/x/x. What is the purpose of hash? Sorry, hash, not slash. What is the purpose of hash? We have discussed in the morning session. So if you execute it, you will get suffix 0b. Yes, 0b, 0036 decimal will come as it is, hexadecimal 0x and 0 capital X. And remember, the purpose of using capital X is to get this character in caps. Look at the output E, one E and one capital E. So if you use capital X, you will get capital in output. If you use lowercase x, you will get lowercase in output. Yes, Kamaldeep, you are giving correct answer, but you are a little bit delayed. We have passed by 2-3 questions. So look at next one now. Look at the next one. What will be the output of this one? What would be the output of this one? Print 4 and greater than sign, less than 4, caret 4, dollar equal to 4. What would be the output of this? Yes, students, in first, what we want to do is we want to put 30 in the field of 4, and I want right aligned. So 30 will come. Position number is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then I want 30 to be left aligned in field of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I want 30 to be left aligned. Then I want 30 to be center aligned in field of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So 30 will come here. Then I want 30 and dollar equal to is the sign, minus 30 is there. So there is a field of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Minus 30 is there. I want dollar to come. So dollar will come here. So Mehar Singla, $2 will not be there. One minus sign would be there, and $1 will be there. Minus 30 would be there. So answer is 30, 30. Then there are few spaces, and then 30, and then minus dollar and 30. So if I execute this, so we are going to get this output. Okay. What would be the output of this one? Print colon comma format. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3 lakh. So what would be the output? 1000 separated. So after 3, there would be comma placed, and then 300 will come. So this is what we know. No, Mayank, after 3 places, commas will come. It is not like ours. 3 lakh would not be written as 3,00, 1000, but instead after 3 places, comma would be written. So Mayank, I would like you to correct it. So after 1000, after 3, there would be comma. Okay. So this is what we already discussed in the morning class. If there is any query regarding it, so I would be happy to answer. Otherwise, we can move on to our next topic that we have scheduled for this session, and that is regarding operators and expressions. So now by this time, students, you know how to write identifiers, you know how to write constants. Now what we want to do is to combine these identifiers, to combine these constants into expressions. So expressions, they are like forming sentences. So expressions and statements, they are like forming sentences in natural language. We have learned how to create words in natural language, or in other words, we have learned how to create identifiers, how to make use of constants. Aman, dictionary is a full-fledged topic in the workshop later on. So I have just touched upon that dictionary is a type. I have not discussed dictionary in detail. So dictionary, there is a full-fledged session scheduled, so that would be covered there. As a type, I have just told you that dictionary is a mutable sequence. So that is my only objective to tell you. So we have not covered, we have not touched upon dictionary. So we have just listed it, and there is a full-fledged session on it. So we have started with operators and expressions now. So expression is made up of operands. Okay. So a simple expression can be made up of operand, which is known as atoms. And these operands can be identifiers or literals. So if I ask you that whether this is an expression, students, if I just write 3, and if I say whether this is an expression, yes, this is a valid expression because this is made up of a literal. And what type of literal it is? Quickly tell me on the chat box what type of literal it is. Yes, everyone tell me. Yes, this is Shreyas numeric, but this is integer literal constant. Yes, this is integer literal. So if I say whether this is a valid expression, yes. If I say whether this is suppose I make a is equal to 1, and if I ask whether uh, this is valid expression in line 2, then it is yes, because it is made up of identifier. In simple terms, expression is made up of identifiers or literals, commonly known as operands or atoms, but these expressions are not meaningful expressions. We are not computing anything. So meaningful expressions are formed only when I start making use of operators. So expression is made up of operands and operators. So in line 2, what I have written, a is assigned 2 plus 3. So 2 plus 3 is an expression. I have used two operands, 2 and 3. I have summed them up to get the value 5. So the purpose of expression is to do computation, and I want to tell you that in Python, this equal to is not an operator. If you go through the documentation of Python, assignment in Python is a statement. So totality, if you look at in this totality, the highlighted portion that I have highlighted, a is equal to 2 plus 3 is a statement, is an assignment statement. Unlike C language, assignment is not an operator in Python. Assignment is a statement in Python. That's why you will not be able to use a is equal to 2 plus 3 in as an expression in if or for somewhere as you have done in C programming language. So this is the very important difference that you must remember, that you must note down. A is equal to 2 plus 3 is a statement, and 2 plus 3 is expression which consists of two operands, 2 and 3, and one operator which is known as addition operator. Okay, so what are operands? Operands are the entities on which operations are performed. So it may be literal constant, it may be literal constant, or it may be a function call, or it may be a method call, For example, in a plus 4 into max 2135, we have how many operands we have? We have 3 operands, namely a, which is a identifier, 4, which is an integer, literal constant, max, which is a function call. So a plus 4 into max consists of 3 operands, namely integer literal, function call, and an identifier. And operator specifies the operation which are to be applied on operands. So in this case, the operators which are involved are function call operator, which is used with max. This is the function call operator, multiplication operator, and arithmetic addition operator. So there are 3 operators involved: function call, arithmetic multiplication, and arithmetic addition. Now we must understand what is difference between simple expressions and compound expressions. Simple expression is an expression in which there is only one operator involved. So if I write 2 plus 3, this is a simple expression. In this expression, there is only one operator involved, that is arithmetic addition operator. So it has to operate in any case. There is no issue. But now if I start making it as 2 plus 3 star star, which stands for exponential, so exponent operator. So if I do that, now there are 2 operators involved. Star star is 1, which is the power or the exponent operator, and plus, which is the second operator. Now when more than one operator is involved, the expression becomes compound expression. So if the expression is compound, we have to look at what is the precedence of the operator. The operator with higher precedence gets operated first, and then the operator which is having lower precedence will be operated. So there is important concept that we have to look at for the evaluation of compound expressions, and that is known as precedence of the operators. So if I execute it, so this comes out to be 2 plus 3 exponent 2. So this comes out to be 11. Reason being is that our exponent operator is having higher priority than plus operator. So when our exponent operator is having higher priority than plus operator, so it is going to operate first. So 2 exponent, that is 3 raised to power 3 exponent 2, that is 3 raised to power 2, comes out to be 9. And 9, then plus will operate, plus 2 comes out to be 11. So in the evaluation of compound expressions, we have to look for the precedence of the operators which are involved. If it is a simple expression, since there is only one operator involved, we are not concerned with the precedence of the operators. That is very simple to evaluate. So precedence of the operator is one concept that we have to look for. And secondly, suppose I have written expression 2 into 3 divided by say 4. Okay, now students, you tell me on chat box quickly whether this is simple expression or whether this is compound expression. Just write S or C whether it is simple or compound. Yes, Sarthak, it is compound expression. Right, this is compound expression. Reason being is that there are 2 operators involved, multiplication and division operator. Yes, so this is compound expression. Now if I look at, both of them are having same precedence, multiplication and division, they are having same precedence. So if an expression, if there are operators of different precedence, I know the operator which is of higher precedence is going to operate first. But when operators are of same precedence, then how should I evaluate? Operators, they are of same precedence. Yes, Aman, left to right, but actually what I'll tell you is that they depend upon the associativity. They will not always be evaluated left to right. In this case, the multiplication operator and the assignment operator, they are left to right associative. They are left to right associative. So they will be evaluated from left to right. So this will come out to be 2 into 3 first, and then which comes out to be 6, and then it is divided by 4. That's why it comes out to be 1.5. But this is not always the rule. Always we will not evaluate left to right. Suppose now I have written this 2 exponent 3 exponent 4. Okay, 2 exponent 3 exponent 4. How should I evaluate it? How should I evaluate it? Yes, because the exponent operator is right to left associative. So firstly, I should evaluate 3 exponent 4. This comes out to be 3 raised to power 4 comes out to be, tell me what it will come out to be. 3 into 3 is 9, into 3 is 27, into 3 is 81. Yes, and then 2 raised to power 81. So this output that I am expecting is 2 raised to power 81, which comes out to be this value. So it is not always the case that they have to be evaluated left to right. So in other words, we say that when operators of the same precedence are involved in a compound expression, the evaluation depends upon their associativity, and operators of the same precedence always have same associativity as well. So some of the operators are left to right associative. That means their evaluation will be done from left to right, and some of the operators will be right to left associative. That means their evaluation will be done from right to left. So students, if you have confusion regarding the associativity, it is always better to be on a safer side and to write down explicitly by parenthesizing the expression. So if I want exponent of 3 raised to power 4 to be computed first, I will write it in this way. But if I want that 2 raised to power 3 is to be computed first, and then the result is to be computed for the power of 4, then I explicitly parenthesize it and I'll write it like this. Now if I have done it, if I have written 2 raised to power 3 within the brackets and then raised to power 4 within the brackets, then I have overridden the precedence rule by explicitly making use of parenthesis brackets. So in this case, if I do it, 2 raised to power 3 will be computed first. That comes out to be 8. And then it comes out to be raised to power 4, which comes out to be 4096. So you have to clear your concept regarding the precedence and associativity of operators. You have to look whether your compound expression is having operators of the different precedences. So if the operators are of different precedence, there is no confusion about it. The operator of higher precedence will get evaluated first, work first. But if they are of same precedence, then you have to look for associativity as well. Am I clear in my saying about the precedence and associativity? Has everyone got the rule? What to look for associativity, when to look for the precedence? Okay, good. So then we have to look for how we classify our operators. So the classification of operators depends upon different things. So we have classified operators on the basis of the number of operands it operates upon. This is the first criteria. And the second criteria according to which we have classified is the role of the operator. So depending upon the number of operands on which your operator operates, we classify our operators as unary operators. You know, unary operators are those operators which work only on one operand. So if I write it like this, -3, this minus, which is operator, is now working as a unary minus operator. So this is unary minus. But if I start writing it as 2 minus 3, now this instance of minus is treated as binary minus operator because it works on two operands, 2 and 3. So your operator can be unary if it works on only one operand, then it is unary operator. But if it works on two operands, then it is binary operator. And if works on three operands, then it is ternary operator. All of you know about the conditional operator which is available in C programming language. This is the conditional operator which is available in C programming language, and this is the ternary operator. For this equivalent, the operator available in Python is if else. So if else is the ternary operator which is available in Python. Other operators, they are unary or binary. So depending upon the number of operands on which operator operates, we categorize into three parts: unary, binary, or ternary. Then depending upon role, we categorize the operators into arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, and miscellaneous operators. Look at arithmetic operators. So this table gives you the arithmetic operators available with us. So we have power operator, exponential operator. This is a binary operator. It expects two operands and its associativity is right to left, as you have already seen. So among this category, this operator has highest precedence. So if in your expression plus is coming, minus is coming, then this is going to have highest precedence. Then comes your unary plus, unary minus, then comes your binary multiply, division, floor division, modulus, and then comes your additive operators plus and minus. So you have associativities as their levels, the precedence levels there. And now we have to discuss how to evaluate. So there are some rules which we must go through about evaluation of arithmetic operators. The rule number one is that if there is a parenthesized sub expression in an expression, it will be evaluated first. As I have already shown you that if suppose I have written 2 exponent 3 plus 4 and then exponent 2. Now in this overall expression, although plus is of lower precedence, but there is a parenthesized expression involved, sub expression involved. So 3 plus 4, which is a parenthesized sub expression, will get evaluated first. So this gets evaluated. This is equivalent to 2 exponential 7 exponential 2. And now because I know the precedence rules, so this will be evaluated as 2 exponent 7 exponent 2, and then this will be evaluated like this. So what I expect is, from this I expect output as 2 raised to power 49. So this is what I expect. So if I execute it, so this comes out to be a value which is 2 raised to power 49. So just to reiterate, that parenthesized sub expression gets evaluated first. Parentheses can be nested, so you can have 3 plus 4 plus 3 into 3 like this, nesting of the parentheses. So if you have nesting of the parentheses, the innermost parenthesized sub expression gets evaluated first. So in this case, firstly 3 into 3 gets evaluated, comes out to be 9, and then 3 plus 4 plus 9 comes out to be 16, and then the evaluation will be carried out. So the precedence rules are applied to determine order of application of operator while evaluating sub expressions. So the same rules are applicable. Now the operands of the arithmetic operator must be of compatible type. So there is compatibility in the type which is also required. So if they are not compatible, the type conversions will be applied. Okay, so the type conversions will be applied in this order. If one of the operand is of complex type, the other operand is also converted to complex type, and then evaluation will be carried out. Then if one of the operand is of floating point type, then other operand will also be converted to floating point type. And then if both the operands are of integer type, no conversion is applied. So what I want to say is that suppose you write an expression 1 plus 2j into 2. Okay, so you wrote an expression 1 plus 2j into 2. Arithmetic multiplication operator is involved. One of the operand is of complex type, another operand is of integer type. So if such type of scenario occurs, this is also converted into complex type. So this is converted into complex type, and if you want to convert it into complex type, so you have to do it like this. So I just want to tell what is going behind the scene. You will not come to know that this has automatically been converted to complex type, but internally 2 will get converted into 2 plus 0j, and then multiplication will be carried out. So the result will come out to be 2 plus 4j. But if you just write into 2 and carry out, you will get the same result. When the execution is going on, you will not know, but for the sake of the understanding, you must know that if complex and integer is multiplied, firstly the integer will get converted to complex. So firstly this will get converted to this, and then multiplication will carried out. Similarly, if you have 2 into 3.0, so this will be converted, this will be typecasted, this will be promoted. So 2 will be promoted to 2.0, and then multiplication with 3.0 is carried out to give you result 6.0. And when there are two integers involved, there is no requirement for the conversion as such. So just give on the chat box whether I am clear in my saying. Have you got these rules for the arithmetic evaluations? Just please say yes, y or n. Okay, just type y or n. Okay, so let's look at the first operator, which is power operator, which is exponent. So this is to compute exponent. So we have to write 2 stars, and remember that there is no space between stars. So if I start writing 2, if I start writing 2 star star 3 and I start printing this, I start executing it, I will start getting error. Very important step, very important concept that you must know is about token. Token is the single unit. You must know where you can put space and where you cannot. So star star, which is an operator, which is power operator, is a token. It is a single unit. You cannot put space in between. But 2, which is one token, star star is another token, 3 is another token. So in this expression there are 3 tokens. One is literal constant, second is the operator, third is the literal constant. So between tokens you can put spaces, there is no constraint. You can put more than one space also. If I execute it, it comes out to be 2 raised to power 3, 8. So these spaces which are placed between tokens, they are not significant. The spaces between tokens is not significant. The interpreter will ignore it. So this will be interpreted as this only. But when you start putting space between star, Now interpreter thinks that this star is a multiplication operator, this star is another multiplication operator, and multiplication operator is a binary operator, so it cannot come next to each other without having any operand in between, and that will give the error. So very first rule that I want to tell you is star star is one unit, is one token, and you should not put space between it. The tokens must not be separated, they have to be treated as one unit, but between different tokens you can put spaces, there is no constraint about it. So you can write it as 2 space star star space 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 3, and if I execute it, it will execute. So if you have got the concept, write y or n. The next thing that we have is that both the operands of power operator must be of numeric type. Both the operands of the power operator must be of numeric type. Numeric type, you know, there are 3 types in Python 3. One is integer, one is float, one is complex. So when you apply power operator, you must apply it on numeric type. So 1 exponent 3 is okay. But if you start operating it on string, which is a sequence, you will start getting type error. So has everyone got why we got error if I write 2 exponent BC? Because power operator is not applicable on sequences. Python operator is applicable on numeric types. So if you start writing 2 star star BC, you will start getting error. The next rule is that if both the operands are integer, the result will be integer, except in the case when the second operand is negative. If the second operand is negative, so all the operands are converting to floating point type, and the result will be of floating point type. Look at this. Now both the operands of the power operator, they are integer. So if I look at this now, if I do 10 star star 2, so both the operands are integer. So the result that I am going to get is integer. But if the second operand is negative, then the first operand and the second operand, they will be converted to floating point type, and the result will be of floating point type. So this is 1 upon 10 raised to power 2, 1 upon 100. So that comes out to be 0.01. Very important rule that you must remember: when the second operand is negative, all the operands of the power operator, they will be converted to floating point type, and the result will come out to be floating point number. If operand 1 is 0 and operand 2 is negative, it will come in error. So if I write it like this, and if I do that, because this is equivalent to 1 upon 0 raised to power 2. 0 raised to power 2 is 0. 1 upon 0 results in exception, and that exception is known as zero division error. You cannot divide any number by 0, that results in an exception, and the name of that exception is zero division error. So when the first operand is 0 and the second operand of the power operator is negative, you are going to get zero exception error. When the first operand is 0 and the second operand is positive integer, any integer, you are always going to get 0. When the first operand is any value and the second operand is 0, you are always going to get 1. These are the rules that you must remember. If operand 1 is integer and operand 2 is fraction, then both are converted to floating point type, and the result is float. So 5 power 0.66 results in 5 being promoted to 5.0, and the result being a floating point number. Very important concept about the binding of the operator, power operator. When operands of power operator contain unary operator, the power operator bind more tightly than unary operator on its left. It binds more tightly than unary operator on its left and less tightly than unary operator on this right. Look at this expression, minus 10 raised to power 2. So in this case, it will be unary operator bind less tightly than unary operator on its left. So this is unary minus. So power operator ties more tightly than unary operator on its left. So it will be like this, because it is more tightly binding than the operator on its left. So this will come out to be like this. 10 raised to power 2 is computed first. It comes out to be 100. Then it comes out to be minus 100. So the outcomes come out to be minus 100. But if the unary operator on its right, power operator binds less tightly. So it binds like this. So now 2 is firstly converted to minus 2. Then 10 raised to power minus 2 comes out to be 1 upon 100, and that comes out to be 0.01. So if this is like this, 10 raised to power minus 2, students, I want you to parenthesize it and tell me in the chat box how it will be interpreted. Power operator binds more tightly than operator on its unary operator on its left and less tightly than don't tell me the answer, but parenthesize it and tell me how it will be interpreted. So it will be interpreted, Chirag, don't tell me the answer, but the expression, how it will be interpreted. So it binds less tightly than its, so it will be interpreted like this. I have parenthesized it. So power operator binds less tightly than unary minus operator. So firstly, this minus 2 will be computed. Yes, Sukh, this is right. Firstly, minus 2 will be computed. Then 10 raised to power minus 2 will be computed. And then the whole will be negated. So this comes out to be minus 0.01. Okay. So this is the expression. So another rule is that if operand 1 is negative number and operand 2 is floating point number, then the result will come out to be a complex number. Very important to understand that if the first operand is negative and the second operand is a floating point number or a fraction, look at it now, students, minus 5 raised to power 2 by 3. So this comes out to be a complex number. Why it comes out to be a complex number? Look at this table, this figure. Minus 5 raised to power 2 by 3 is written as minus 1 raised to power 2 by 3 into 5 raised to power 2 by 3. That can be written as minus 1 square raised to power 1 by 3 into 5 raised to power 2 by 3. That is written as 1 by 1 raised to power 1 by 3 into 5 raised to power 2 by 3, because square of minus 1 is 1. And now cube roots of 1 are to be computed. The cube roots of 1 are 1 minus 1 plus iota root 3 upon 2 minus 1 minus iota root 3 upon 2. Out of these three principal cube roots, the principal cube root is the complex number with positive imaginary part. So minus 1 plus iota root 3 upon 2 is the principal cube root. And the value of 5 raised to power 2 by 3 comes out to be this. So when it is multiplied with the principal cube root, so this comes out to be this value. So if we compute it, so we got this answer. So you must remember that if first operand is negative and second operand is a fraction or a floating point number, you are going to get a complex number. You are going to get a complex number. Now can anybody tell me, students, what would be the output of this number? the cell which is highlighted, will I get complex number? Tell me yes or no. Kushagra Sharma is saying same, but it would not be same, Kushagra. Just remember that power operator binds more tightly than unary negative number. So this will be equivalent to this. This will be equivalent to this, what I have parenthesized now. And 5 raised to power 2 by 3, which is integer raised to power some fraction, which is 0.66, comes out to be a floating point number, and that would be converted into a negative floating point number. So this comes out to be this. Okay, so if I don't parenthesize it even, just look at this, that we should get the same output. Okay, so this would not lead to complex number. Can you tell me that in this cell, in the last cell, will I get the output which is same as first cell or second cell, or it would be a separate output? Students, I want you to different is okay, Shreyas, but I want you to parenthesize it. I want to write expression by putting parentheses explicitly. Tell me how it will be interpreted. I want you to put parentheses. Vishakha, no, you have not written correct, Vishakha. Shreyas, this is so you have to see that exponent operator binds more tightly than operator on its left. So it would be binding more tightly. Okay, so this would be like this. This would be like this, and then out of these, minus is having more precedence than this, and then this. I don't think any of you have written Manan set. I think you have written it correctly. But firstly, 5 raised to power 2, 25 is computed. Then it is converted to minus 25, and then minus 25 by 3, which comes out to be minus 8 point something will come out. Okay. Have you got this concept? The parenthesization, how the expressions are interpreted. So it will not be a complex number, right? Now, if both the operands are of complex type, the result will be of complex type. Okay, so 1 plus 2j raised to power 1 plus 3j gives you the complex number. This is all about power operator. The next operator is unary plus operator. You know that whether you write plus 12 or whether you just write 12, this only means 12. So unary plus operator as such is a dummy operator, does not perform any role. So you have unary plus. So unary minus operator, if you write minus 12, so you are going to negate the value, you are going to get minus 12. The next operator that we have is the multiplication operator. The multiplication operator here is overloaded. In Python, multiplication operator is overloaded. You can apply it on operands of different types. So if you are applying it on different types, either both the operands must be of the numeric type, or one of the operand is integer and another can be a sequence except range. So look at, if both the operands are of numeric type, here the multiplication operator is being applied on both the operators of numeric type. Put in chat box what is the first type and what is the second type. What is the type of the first operand? What is the type of the second operand? Very quickly. What is type of 1 plus 2j? What is type of 2? put in the chat box what is the type of the operands of multiplication. Yes, complex and integer. And when they are applied on numeric types, you are going to get a value. So when we have already discussed, when it is applied on complex, so one is complex, another is integer. So this integer will be promoted to become complex, and then multiplication will be carried out. So multiplication operator, yes Aman, both will become complex, you rightly said. So you will get complex. Other number can be a sequence and a integer. So ABC is a sequence. Remember, string is a sequence. So when it is applied on sequence and integer, it results in repeating of the sequences. So when you write ABC into 2, so you will get ABC, ABC. Yes, Ishan, it is ABC, ABC. When you write 1, 2, this is list, again a sequence. So you will get repeated sequence 1, 2, 1, 2. 3 into 1 comma, 1 comma is, tell me the type of 1 comma within brackets. What is type of 1 comma within brackets? Yes, Sejal, it is tuple. Very right, tuple. So tuple is type of a sequence. Tuple is a sequence. When you multiply 3 with it, you will get 3 ones. You will get 3 ones. And when a sequence is multiplied with 0 or negative number, you are going to get empty sequence. Now what we are doing is, sequence is to be multiplied with integer, but it is negative number or 0. So if you do that, you are going to get empty sequence. So string multiplied by 0, where blank space is printed. Yes, Shreyas, what is the question? What is the query? Blank space will print. So when ABC multiplied by 0 is there, you get empty sequence, empty string. When a list is multiplied by -1 negative number, you are going to get empty string. So the next operators that we have is division operator, single slash, and in case of 72, what is the cell? No, Shreyas, this is empty string without any blank in between. So this is single quotes, just consecutive quotes, single quotes saying that this is empty string. There is no character in the string. Okay, so there is no blank space in it. So blank space is also a character. So if there is a space between two quotes, single quotes, then this string is not empty. It is of length 1 if there is one space. So division operator is 1 slash and float division operator is 2 slashes. So both the operands of division operator and float division operator must be of numeric type. Okay. If the operands they are of different numeric types, arithmetic conversions will be applied as we have already discussed. If one complex is there, other will be converted to complex. If one float is there, other will be converted to float. If both the integers are there, then it is okay. So division operator will give you the quotient of the operands. If both the operands are integer, the result is of floating point type. Otherwise, arithmetic conversions will be applied to bring it to the common type. Floor division operator will give you the floor of the quotient. Floor is largest integer which is lesser than x. Okay. And division and floor division by 0 results in 0 division error. We have already discussed. And sign of the result of the division and the floor division operator depend upon the sign of both the operands. If both the operands are positive or negative, the result will be positive. If either of them is negative, the result will be negative. Look at this. 2 divided by 3, result will come out to be float, and this comes out to be positive. This comes out to be positive because both of them are positive. 2.0 divided by 3, one is float, another is integer. One is float, another is integer. So 3 will be converted to float first. 3 will become 3.0. Then the result will be computed and will come out to be 0.66. So 1 plus 2j divided by 2, 1 is complex, 1 is integer. So 2 is converted to complex first, becomes 2 plus 0 j, and then division is carried out, comes out to be complex number. Both of them are complex. The result will come out to be complex number. Those who do not know how complex numbers they are multiplied, look at this. 2 minus 3j upon 1 plus 2j is equivalent to writing 2 minus 3j upon 1 plus 2j into 1 minus 2j upon 1 minus 2j, and this simplifies to this result. So I think that you have covered this in your basic mathematics. So 2 float division by 3, look at this value. 2 float division by 3 comes out to be 0, because 2 by 3 comes out to be 0.66, and floor division takes floor of 0.66, and floor of 0.66 is the largest integer which is lesser than 0.66, and that is 0, and that is 0. So floor division does not work on complex numbers. So here is a rule that I have written. Floor division of the complex numbers is not allowed, and it will give you type error. So floor on complex is not allowed. So this we have already covered. 2 by 3 this. Minus 2 by 3 comes out to be minus 0.66. The sign depends upon both the sign of numerator as well as denominator. If one of them is negative, result will be negative. This is going to be negative. Both of them are negative. The result is going to be positive. So you have got positive 0.66. So floor of 4.3 comes out to be 1.333, and floor of 1.333 comes out to be 1. So this comes out to be 1. Minus 4 by 3. So this comes out to be minus 4 by 3. The sign, it depends upon the sign. So minus 4 by 3 comes out to be minus 1.333, and floor of minus 1.33 comes out to be minus 2. So it comes out to be minus 2. Similarly, 4 by minus 3 comes out to be minus 1.333, and floor of that comes out to be minus 2. And students, tell me on the chat box quickly, what is the outcome of minus 4 floor division operator minus 3? Yes, because both of them are negative, the result is going to be positive. 4 floor division 3 comes out to be 1.333, and its floor comes out to be 1. I hope all of you have told me that it comes out to be 1 without executing it. Okay. So Dr. Aman, we can have the feedback. If they have any query till now, we can do with that, or otherwise we will progress with the next modulus operator.
Okay, students, you can ask
Is
if
there
you
any
have
query to anyone?
if you have any problem or any doubts, you can clear. Otherwise, we will continue with the next topic.
Meher Singla is asking floor division. Meher, floor division is basically you compute the quotient and you take floor of it. And if you want to take floor, the floor is written as, so floor of x is greatest integer which is lesser than x. So if I want to compute floor of 2.46, so 2.46 comes here. The greatest integer which is lesser than x for 2.46 is 2, and after that comes 3. So 2 is floor of 2.46. In other words, if I have to tell you, you just truncate this value. But this is not always the case. So if I take minus 1.33, so the greatest integer minus 2, so minus 1.33 and minus 1, so its floor value comes out to be minus 2. So like that. So with floor division, we take the value, we compute the quotient, and then we take floor of that. Kushagra is saying, sir, can you repeat the concept of parenthesis? Yes, Kushagra, we are parenthesizing expression based upon the precedence rules. So if you know the precedence rules, you know how to parenthesize it. So if suppose minus 10 exponent 2 is written, because this operator binds more tightly than this operator, so I am going to parenthesize it like this. So parenthesization depends upon the precedence rule. I suggest you to look at the precedence rules first, and then you know which of the operator is working first, and depending upon that you can parenthesize them. Any other query? Kushagra, am I clear in my saying? Am I able to solve your query? The concept of parenthesis, you must know, you must be familiar about the precedence rule. That is very important. Any other query, students? Okay, so let's look at the modulus operator now. Let's look at the modulus operator, percentage sign. So modulus operator is again overloaded in Python. You have seen this operator in C also. When this operand is applied on numeric times, it gives you remainder. And when it is applied on string, it acts as string formatting operator. So modulus operator cannot be applied on operands of complex type. Now among the numeric types, we are only allowing the integer and we are allowing floating point type. It is not applicable on complex type. So when x mod y is to be computed, it is computed by this formula, x minus x float division of y into y. So if 4 mod minus 3 is to be computed, this comes out to be 4 minus 4 float division of minus 3 into minus 3. You know what is the result of float division of 4 minus 3? This comes out to be minus 2. So this comes out to be 4 minus 2 into minus 3. That comes out to be 4 minus 6. That comes out to be minus 2. So similarly, this expression is computed. And the sign of the evaluation of the modulus operator depends upon the sign of the second operand. Very important to know. Sign of the minus 4 into minus 2 into 3, and this comes out to be minus 4 minus of 6. So this comes out to be minus of 6, and this comes out to be minus 4 plus 6, and that is equivalent to 2. That's why this comes out to be 2. The result depends upon this. 4 divided by this comes out to be, tell me students, this comes out to be, oh, this becomes 30. This comes out to be minus 2. This comes out to be minus 2. The sign depends upon, yeah, the sign depends upon the second operand. So minus 4 minus 3 comes out to be minus 1. So this comes out to be minus 1. Sign depends upon this operand. So in modulus operator, the sign of the result of the evaluation of the modulus operator depends upon sign of second operand only. But in division, it depends upon both the operands. When it is used with string, it acts as string formatting operator. And all those type characters that we have discussed with our format operator, like X is for hexadecimal, C is for character, that we can use. So this is the modulus operator. First operand is string. The second operand is a tuple. So second operand is a tuple. So the second operand of V must be a value or tuple of values. So in this case, 10 is written according to hexadecimal and 65 is written according to character. So if I do that, it gives me A, and the character equivalent of 65 is capital A. Students, I want you to write me the ASCII code, the character code for lower A. If I want to write lowercase a, tell me on the chat box what is the value that I should substitute in place of. Yes, 97 is the value that I should substitute here, so that it comes out to be lowercase a. So addition operator, you know, subtraction operator, you know, they are also overloaded if they are applied on numeric types, values of the computations, but if they are applied on sequences, they result you in the concatenation. Remember, they are not allowed on range type. So if I do this range, it is not allowed, but when I do gives a
Hello. Adi sir, I think there is some issues regarding your audio. We are not able to listen you. Am I audible, students? Okay, students. As there is some issue with Dr. Raj's mic, so we will wind up the session at this moment, and we will join back tomorrow sharp at 9:45. Is it clear to all of you?
Okay, ma'am.
Sure. And you have again quiz. The messages are already dropped in that group that you have to attempt the quiz, and quiz will be open from 3 to 4 today. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Yes.
This is for
Yes.
all about for today. So we will meet tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Okay.